Teresa Fleidel, Vice President of Sister Airport Corporation's Corporate Development at Munich Airport. Welcome, or should I actually say hello in Munich Airport, because this is where we are. We are here to talk about staff exchanges, of which you are an expert. So could you tell us what are staff exchanges?
So actually, staff exchanges in our case are sending out people and also receiving people from different ACI airports within Europe, and they are sent out from different levels, so from trainee to leaders, but also in different areas. And the duration of this exchange could be different from 1 day to 1 year. And actually, it's a non-financial issue to exchange views and so on. That's what we define as staff exchanges.
What strategic objective do they serve for airports?
Actually, in terms of ACI, I would say that is a perfect way to bring people from different airports in Europe closer together. Especially after COVID, we saw there is a big demand, and people want to meet in person, and they want to learn from each other, and also to gain new experience at other airports. For the airports, it's also a good way to bring in innovations. Yes, people bring back innovations, good ideas, and they implement it in their own airport. And also in terms of HR, it's a kind of incentive to be nominated to be part of such a delegation, and also for attracting people. And I always think it's a USP for an airport.
And who can get involved within a structure?
Generally speaking, everyone who is working on an airport, in this case in an European airport. However, you have to be nominated by your airport or by your CEO to be part of the delegation. That's actually the only thing.
So speaking of the CEO and his approval,
Yes.
what are the benefits for the top management of an airport, either of sending staff for an exchange, but then also hosting, right? Because it's possible also to host.
That's a good point you are mentioning, that staff exchange always means two sides. Yes, to send out people to other airports, but also to receive people. But both sides can learn. So if you send out people, they will gain new knowledge, they will get new ideas, they will get innovative things from other airports. They will also learn about new working conditions. And for most of the airports, it's always an issue for improving your language. Yes, and I think these are the main things which are important for airports. And on the other side, welcoming people to bring guests into your airport is also beneficial, because those ones from your colleagues who are working together in this in their respective field, they learn from each other on a very tight basis, and on a very I think experienced and on an expert level.
And speaking a bit more about benefits, what are the specific ones for the employer?
The people who are sent out, they will gain real new knowledge, they will bring it back, and they will disseminate it within the company. And also good ideas and innovations will be spread within the company, so you don't have to invent new things by yourself if you find already a good solution at another airport. Yeah, why should everyone reinvent the wheel? Yeah, and if we could do it together. And maybe some other airport already has a good solution for that. And of course, for an employer, sending out people could be a good way to put it into a development plan for young leaders, for instance, but also for regular staff, and to have a good idea to retain them. Yes, and of course to develop them in this way.
Are there any successful examples of staff exchanges?
Yes, of course, we have a lot, as we have inaugurated this system within ACI more than 20 years ago. Of course, we have a lot of experience. I would like to mention maybe two. The one is because of, I think, because of the climate change. So we had some staff exchanges between Riga, which is up in the north and has a strong winter, and with Athens, which is in the south. And in former times, for instance, Greece never had snow, but it has changed. So the Athens people, they went to Riga to learn about winter services. And was one of the good ideas or good examples to learn from each other. And also, we have one good example, which is in the field of sustainability. There are very intensive exchanges between Bologna and Munich, and it has started bilateral, and now it's other partners are coming in. So from bilateral, it's actually going to other airports, and they all learn. They will learn from each other from different perspectives.
It becomes almost like a network of knowledge sharing.
Definitely, definitely, and actually, this is one of the aims. Yeah, to learn from each other on a non-financial basis. And I think people like it very much.
You just mentioned the financial side of things. Are there any financing mechanisms that airports can rely on when organizing a staff exchange?
There are possibilities to be funded within Europe. It's called the Erasmus Plus program, where you can apply for fundings, and it works quite well. There is always enough money available from my experience. Yeah, it's European money actually. But the aim is really to bring Europe closer together. So in our case, we use it for bringing airports in Europe closer together.
Do you have a personal experience of going on a staff exchange?
This is a good question, of course. When we are sending out people, normally I'm the head of the delegation, so I have to make sure that everything is working well and everybody is feeling well, and it's beneficial for everyone. But I had a nice experience in Iceland. So we sent out our security people to Iceland, and they really learned a lot of them, because they had an accident there, so they could and followed by a strike. Yeah, so it was very very interesting, and our security. It was interesting for me to see how these experts, they work together, even coming from different airports. So even if they didn't know them before, yeah, so they were really, both of them were happy to tackle this problem very quickly. Yeah, and for me it was very interesting to see how quick it is, and how quick people who like each other, yes, they help each other. And this is actually one of the points why I'm so fond of this staff exchange program.
And then more about your professional experience within Munich Airport, because you are the vice president of sister airport corporations. Could you tell us a bit more as a piece of inspiration of what is the specific network that you set up at Munich?
Yes, it's actually it's a worldwide network. We are working together with 7 airports in different continents, and the idea is actually the same: to learn from each other. And of course, it's the differences between the airports are even bigger. However, in principle, it's the same. So we have airport partners and sisters in South Africa, in China, which is Beijing. We have the Thai airports, which is the headquarters is in Bangkok. We have in US, we have Denver Airport as one of the biggest ones. We have one in Japan, and I hope I didn't forget one. Yes, so and this is also a kind of a network. It's a bilateral network, but we are also trying to bring like a triangle, all the different airports together to connect among themselves, and thus also building up a kind of network.
Just to finish off with a piece of advice from yourself, for the people that would be going on staff exchanges, what would be this one piece of advice that you would give them to reap the biggest benefit out of it?
Just be curious. And I also would like to say enjoy your stay, because it's special if you are nominated. Be proud of it, and you can be proud of it because you are the ambassador of your airport if you're sent out to another airport. And this is also a high responsibility, I think.
Yes, to be an airport ambassador.
Yes.
Definitely.
Summing up, I would say the European stock exchange system is a unique one in the world. I have been approached by other ACI regions who got to know about that. They read the guidelines we have published for everyone, actually. And nowadays, I got an inquiry from Africa, from the African region. They were interested in to implement such a system in ACI Africa region as well. So it seems to be good.
We have reasons to be proud.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.